Hi there. Welcome to our next episode of the What podcast. I'm here today on my own to talk about coach mindset. In our community, every month, we use one of the core competencies as our theme to guide our posts and our conversations. And so today I thought I would bring to you all my perspective on coach mindset and what the importance of coach mindset is in a coaching practice. So, for me, the coach mindset is where everything begins. When we think about our struggles as coaches, whether it's asking closed ended questions or stacking questions, or maybe crosstalk, which means interrupting somebody as they're talking, anything judgment, wanting to give your opinion, leaning into your experience versus the coachee's experience, all of that has to begin for me, in my mind, with coach mindset because it's an intention. And when we are coaching on the fly, we will often be in reactive mode. It's human. It's, when we are faced with a situation which is really in the moment and sort of unfolding before us, reactive mode is typically where we all stand. It's a default position. And what coach mindset is asking us to do, this competency that the ICF has put forward for coaches, is about being mindful and intentional about how you're showing up. So it's creating a pause in yourself before you enter the conversation. It's actually really getting to know yourself better to prepare to self-manage. Many people in our community have heard me say time and time again that the difference between a good coach and a great coach is self-management. And mindset is where that self-management lives. Because when you are intentional and you have placed thought in your preparation, you have a ritual that you use every time you're about to coach, that becomes habitual, and it's kind of an entryway into the mindset you need to be as present as possible to another person without getting in your own way. So embodying a coach mindset is to be open, curious, and flexible while remaining client-centered. So the ongoing learning and development is required for coach mindset to continue to grow and develop in you as a coach. It's not something you achieve or you arrive at. It's something you cultivate over time because life is busy and things happen. So ritualizing your preparation for your coaching sessions is one aspect of coach mindset that I think coaches need to consider and have a plan for. We want to make sure that we are prepared to bring our best selves to our coaching. And so when you have a plan to prepare for that, it will likely go that much better. There's a lot of things going on in your mind when you're coaching, especially if you're a new coach. You're thinking about a framework, the competencies. You're thinking about unlearning past behaviors and being present to someone else. It's really hard to be a good listener when you are focused on your own performance versus the client in front of you. So coach mindset is your opportunity to take a pause in your own practice before the coaching session to say, what do I need to prepare for this session to be 110% available and present to the other person, while also managing my judgment, managing my distractions, managing my desire to give advice and to opinionate and to, interrupt. All of the things that we do typically in a conversation when we're not prepared and we're not arriving with an intention to be present to someone else. So the coach mindset is something that is developed over your journey as a professional coach. It's not something that you can capture in a single moment. It's something that has to be intentional, as I said, and become a practice that hopefully is something you do before and after every session. So the before session practice might be mindfulness, centering. It could be reading over some of your intentionality. If you have some affirmations for as a coach, or if you have a vision board, anything that reminds you of how you want to show up. That could be part of your practice. The other part is to space out your coaching sessions with intention. As new coaches, we tend to get very excited, and maybe we want to practice a lot and start to accumulate our hours because we need to have a certain number of hours logged of practice. We also may be, incentivized to work with a mentor. So we're trying to get more coaching hours in to submit those sessions for mentorship. There's many things motivating you to coach a lot. What we want to sort of take some time to recognize is how much is it possible for me to coach in a day and remain present and available, flexible and open and curious to another person. It takes so much energy to give that to someone wholly. And especially while you're a coach in training and you are learning to balance the frameworks and competencies with the actually act of being present to someone else. So this takes some time, and it takes you want to be able to space out your sessions in a way that you are not drained after the session, but also not carrying negative energy into another session. So in a class today, in fact, we were talking about heavy emotion in a session and how to hold the space for the emotion, and then what to do with it after the coaching session. For the coach, we carry all that energy. It's, coaching is super energetic. We take on people's energy. We step into their energy. We use a lot of our energy to help evoke awareness, to stay present, to make observations, to be mindfully listening, consciously listening, and mirroring and witnessing the client. And so that takes a lot of your energy at your core to do that. So if you're going from one coaching session to the next, you'll probably find that your ability to stay present will diminish throughout the day. So you want to create space between your sessions. You want to have a practice of clearing after your session. What will you do to clear your energy? So let's say you're spacing your sessions out by either half an hour or an hour. What will you do in that period of time that will help you to leave the motion and energy of the last session and not bring it with you into the next, and also not bring it with you into your own life? You want to clear that energy from your aura and your system so that you can be present to yourself as well, and not carrying the weight of some sessions when they can be emotional, they can be high emotion or high stress. And your responsibility as a coach is to protect your mindset, protect your energy as well. So thinking about what will you do after a session to clear for the next session and also for your life. I personally found that the more that I became skilled at coaching, the more time I needed between my sessions. And although I think at my peak, I was coaching 2 times a day, when I could really bring my MCC level skill and presence to a session fully without feeling completely drained after. And that's just twice a day. And I would even say today, right now, with, building the Coach Academy and, the programs and curriculum, more of my time is spent on that. So I really limit myself to 2 coaching clients at any given time so that I'm not feeling too overwhelmed, and also that I can bring the energy that's required for those coaching sessions for them to bring the value proposition to the client that I believe the client deserves. That will be different for each one of you. You will decide what's good for you. You will take some time to reflect on when is your, energy clear in a day? Is it morning, afternoon, evening? What is your best time of day to schedule your appointments? And how long are those sessions? Are they 45 minutes? Are they an hour? Are they an hour and a half? It really depends on you, the coach. This is part of you designing your practice. And so it takes some time to self-reflect and to really decide on what do you want your coaching practice to look like. So we talk about coach mindset as a core competency. It is a core competency. It's competency number 2. And although it is not actually assessed in a conversation per se, although as an assessor, we can hear the practice of coach mindset in the session. It will be demonstrated in the way that you show up, the way that you stay connected to your client's energy, the way that you ask your questions and make your observations, the way that you are witnessing your client. The preparation that you've done will show through in your session. And so, although we don't actually assess it in the session per se with observed or not observed, we are very aware of a practice that has a ritual for preparing for a session compared to one that doesn't. Other things that you can do to help step into a coach mindset, of course, reading, conversation with other coaches. I believe that community around coaching is essential to develop the skill. Coaching is a linguistic tool. It is a way to empower people and also to empower yourself. I believe coaching is the language of influence. I also believe it's the language of inclusion. So this is a tool that you will learn to sharpen and to use it in a way that is very influential while being non-directive and open and fluid and flexible. So in that respect, or in that regard, you want to also think about ways that you can reflect on what you've learned and share those reflections in community where people can share best practices, where you can lean on other people's energy, and where you also have a chance to be coached, which I believe is a big part of learning to step into a coach mindset. It's the opportunity to feel and receive coaching, which increases your awareness as a coach. It increases your awareness tremendously because then you get to feel, first of all, the awareness that's evoked in you. You also get to experience strategies that you like and don't like, which also increases your awareness and helps you to be more intentional about what skills you want to develop as a coach. So being coached in community of coaches is really great. Peer coaching is what we call it. Also, supervision. Supervision is something that has become more popular, more and more popular. The more people I talk to, the more people are interested in pursuing supervision in terms of the coaching world that I live in. Supervision is the practice of supporting a coach to clear their mind and energy to be the best coach they can be. So it's not about skills in coaching. It's about how you show up as a coach. It's about your emotional well-being and your emotional state of mind. And also it's an opportunity to reflect. When I think about coaching supervision, I think about that golden opportunity to take time to go inward, take time to think about how you're feeling, how your sessions are going. What do you think about your coaching presence, your coaching mission, your coaching practice? You can go to any level you want. It's about your emotional experience, but also it's about the meaning you're making of your emotional experience. So, supervision is an opportunity for a coach to work on their inner game so that their outer game will be that much better. So, there's value in finding other coaches that you can work with in community. At Coach Academy, community has been our number one focus for the last year. We have been putting so many resources into our community building to support coaches long after they have finished their certification. Our sort of guiding mission is to guarantee your investment as a coach, that the investment that you've made in time and money and just emotion and energy, all the resources that you have put into learning to become a coach. We decided to build a community around you so that you can continue to develop those skills after your certification journey. Because we know that a lot of coaches feel unsupported after they graduate. And when you know that there's a community waiting for you with live workshops, we have up to 15 live workshops every month, whether it's coaching skills labs or coaching clinics or supervision hours or ICF mentoring hours. We also have podcast clubs and book club. These are ways to engage in different parts of the coaching mindset, but also in developing your skill as you go. We also have the psychology of coaching. We have business mindset for coaches. We do all we can. We do specialized workshops in coaching with values and creative coaching. So we've really put a lot of resource into developing a community around coaches to support the cultivation of coaching mindset throughout your career, long after you've graduated from the foundational or level 1, level 2, level 3 program. You are supported by other coaches globally in our community and by mentors who are practiced and experienced and very knowledgeable coaches with a ton of experience behind them to support the development of others. So this is something that's ongoing in our community. If you don't have a community like that, find one. Ours is opening up in June to the public. Right now it's closed to our clients only. We're doing this to really work out, how to bring the best offer to our community. And once we've worked out all of the kinks, we're going to open that up to the public based on application, of course. You have to be a qualified coach to get in. But these offers are incredible value for very little money. And the reason for that is that we are making it accessible so that people don't hesitate for the financial commitment that is required, that you are coming in with a whole heart and ready to dive into being the best coach that you can be. And that offer is guided by our mission to multiply the impact of coaching in the world so that we can have transformational conversations every day. One conversation at a time is an opportunity to change the world. So we believe every conversation can make a difference. And that is the reason. So the ripple effect is very important. And so we're keeping the price accessible. And we also just negotiated a wonderful offer to include liability insurance in Canada for now only. But Canadian residents who are our clients, either through certification or through membership, have access to unbeatable group insurance price premiums for minimum coverage, and you can add on, but the offer is incredible. There's nobody out there giving you this offer. We've negotiated for the last 2.5 years. We found a partner in a great Canadian insurer, and we're super thrilled. And my only objective in negotiating this deal for coaches is that I believe we need to elevate the professionalism of coaching, and every professional has liability insurance. Whether you're an architect, a doctor, a therapist, an engineer, you all have liability insurance when you're consulting and you're working with the public or companies. And every coach needs to have liability insurance in our learning community. It's a strong recommendation, and we make it an offer you can't refuse because we include it in your tuition and then credit you on your performance evaluations. So there's no cost to you. You end up being insured as a learner in our community. And that means you're protecting yourself and your clients. You're protecting your peers as well in peer coaching. And you're also giving yourself peace of mind. So this has been a very important part of our development in the last year. We strongly believe in setting high standards, ethical standards for coaching, professional standards for coaching. And this is one step toward that. So when you join our community, that's what we are moving toward. And all of this is wrapped around this coach mindset, this desire to do no harm, this desire to support others, and this, this understanding that your role is a privileged role when you are a coach, when you are creating spaces, confidential spaces for people to share their most private thoughts and private desires and ambitions, where you can support people to really evoke awareness. And that often means leading them through discomfort, because change equals discomfort, growth equals discomfort. And so we want to prepare coaches the best we can. We want to do everything we can to create a supportive community and network around coaches. And that is really what we're excited to do and most excited about today in 2025. And of course, I am known for changing things up. So for sure, we will be adding new technologies, new developments in our community in the next months, which I'm really excited to offer. And in fact, one of the next upcoming big reveals is is the issuing of digital badges for all of our coaches who have graduated from our programs. It's a very, very big event. I'm super excited. I love the badges. They're looking so good. And we've been leading up to this for a long time. So beginning next week, we'll start issuing digital badges that showcase your hard work as a coach when you graduate from our programs. And really excited to see how people react to those badges. So for now, I hope this has been helpful for a discussion on coach mindset. I do want to offer that some of the ways to bring in coach mindset into your life is through meditation and mindfulness in your own life. The more present you are to yourself, the more present you will be to others. And so I think I'll leave you with that to say, what are some of the practices that you can bring into your life to create some centered and groundedness in that competency of coach mindset. Thank you for tuning in. Of course, you know that it helps us when you subscribe, when you like, when you comment. We'd love to hear what topics you would like us to be discussing on this podcast. We have some great guests lined up over the next weeks, and it would be wonderful to hear where you would like us to focus the conversations when it comes to coaching. And go ahead and like or subscribe or share this podcast if you think it was helpful and you think it might help another coach. Go ahead and share. We'd love to increase our audience. So thanks, everybody, and have a great weekend.